What's up, everybody? This is Chieftain, and I'm here with Blacklight Oni and Hero, the IT guy, and you're watching Laggin Out.
Hey, you idiots want to hear my plan or not? Alright, so, suggestions.
One up for the bad guy. So here we go. I say that because we're talking about an interesting subject, as you can see in the title below. We're talking about internet etiquette. We are talking about internet etiquette. I know, we're the wrong people to talk about this, right?
What the fuck is the internet?
But there's always somebody worse. So we're going to hand this off to our local intellectual, Blacklight Oni, to give us a definition of internet etiquette. Oni?
Okay, well, I am so underqualified, but here we go. Internet etiquette is basically how one conducts themselves online, as their internet presence or as themselves. Done. I basically decided to talk about this because I've been noticing a really dangerous and concerning trend, not that anyone's going to listen, about how the internet's been, running, interacted with, on lately. So back in the day, yeah, you had trolls, you had, shit talkers, whatever, that's normal. Cyberbullying started being a thing, well, more of a thing. But nowadays, we don't just have all that, we also have doxers, we have swatters, we're getting dogpiling to the
What's
point
a blotter?
Swatter.
Oh, flotter. Okay, gotcha.
Swat, as in like swatting.
Swatter.
Like calling the police.
Oh, not just the police.
I know what it is.
SWAT.
I just misheard what she said.
So, things that are not just criminal, but have been fatal. There have been people who have died from a false report of a SWAT team being called in, which not only takes away police force time, which apparently is also not good because we don't want the police, but at the same time, we need to be able to call the police at a moment's notice, I guess. But I don't know if these people understand what happens when you call in a SWAT team, but it's not just some little thing. I mean, it's basically a blitz. It's like a small version of a blitzkrieg. It's quick. So These things happening more often now, being in the news, especially regarding the internet community, which we can say we're a part of, that's concerning to me. And I thought it'd be interesting enough to talk about, maybe get some thoughts.
Oni, Hero, do you think it's people don't put a lot of thought of it when they essentially do the swatting? Is it coming from jealousy or is it coming from pure hatred? What do you think is the reason people do it?
I don't have a quick answer to that because there's many reasons. Some people...
Top three.
The perfect example would be coveting something that another person has, and in that case, jealousy. I've seen jealousy. I've seen people that go through these activities with the intent to create opportunity. I see people that take advantage of the internet social climate to use this to their advantage. There's three descriptions. One example would be a few years ago, I don't know how long ago, there was somebody that had the Twitch handle at Tennessee. I
think I heard the story before. Yeah,
and it was an old guy. He loved his state of Tennessee. So when he got his opportunity to own something that referenced the state of Tennessee, just at Tennessee. And
volunteers.
These names that are at state or whatever specifically can be sold or could be sold on the black market, effectively, the internet black market, for very high prices. So some kid went, "Oh, I want to buy this name off of you," and the dude's like, "No, I don't want to sell it. This is mine. This is my homage to my state.
Right.
I love my state, and I'm going to keep it." So the kid, I'm going to disclaim with, I don't know how old the kid was, called the police, told the police that some heinous crime was going on there, which would trigger an immediate reaction. It automatically puts the police on high alert if you say something like, oh, somebody was murdered at this address,
Right.
and you give them an anonymous tip.
Essentially, you put them on a list.
Yeah, they are automatically, those police are going to go there with the expectation of a hostile entity being there, armed and presumably dangerous. So anything, immediately they're on edge. Immediately they're watching for some sort of hostile reaction. So if you go to reach into your pocket to pull out your wallet, they're going to automatically be like, weapon, 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 call it out. Just like you see in the movies, and immediate reaction, shoot the person dead. And that is what happened to this poor guy. That is what happens when you call in a swatting event, or you call the police.
If that happened to any of us on a live, we're all like pro 2A people, and we all have stuff that will essentially defend our house. Most of us are in a stand your ground or a castle law. So like if someone came in and we didn't know who they were, I would shoot first, ask questions later.
And that is within our rights.
You can't even trust the fact that they say that they're police, because at this point, everything's on high alert. Police stations their stuff is cut. People can come in anywhere and find out where you are from your IP address. I would feel bad because AR-15s, 9mm, a small ass 22. People coming in, it's going to be live on Twitch, and I'm going to be fucking famous. Not for the reason I want to be, but because someone's jealous of me, and I have a lot of haters out there, and sort of basically all of us do. If you ever check us out on Facebook groups and that sort of thing, we don't really back down to trolls. We kind of create content from them. But
monetize your haters.
What we do is relatively harmless, but it is a scary practice, and we're not revealing anything that's huge, but it is a scary thing. But I think it's done mostly by kids that don't realize the repercussions of their actions. They're like, oh, this guy's really popular and I'm not, so it's their fault. That's essentially what it is. I think it's all jealousy and all people drinking that extra dose of haterade, in my opinion. And I think
there's definitely a precedent for that.
Oni.
I think it's also people being weaponized and radicalized to think this way.
Of course,
and because young people are more impressionable and they want to have that validation from people they view as sources of authority or people that they admire, they're willing to go to extremes. I mean, I'm sure several of you have probably heard, there's a journalist out there named Tim Pool. In the last 6 months, has been swatted more often than he has in his other years of YouTube. Now, luckily,
it's so stupid.
It hasn't gotten violent. Hasn't gotten to the point of someone has been hurt. Got close, but no one's been hurt yet. The police of his area already know. Hey, look. This has happened a lot. We have to keep going there if and when it does happen, when we get called. But we understand the circumstances are more than likely going to be the same where it was someone who called it in. I don't know whatever happened regarding the investigation, because there was an investigation. Because let's remember, false police report is a crime. Mm-hmm. On top of that, if you're calling it in from another state...
I have another question for you when you're done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If it's another state, it can be federal. More than likely is federal. So that shit gets ugly really, really fast. Do you want to play ball in this arena? Because I guarantee you it will not end in your favor. You will not like how the end result is.
30 seconds. Do you think there should be more legislation on the books, statewide, not federal, on swatting Blacklight Oni? Then Hero, 30 seconds. 20 seconds.
I would be very concerned. I'm always concerned when there are more laws put in place. I can understand statewide. Federally would be a lot more difficult.
That's why I specifically said statewide.
Honestly, I don't know. Part of me says yes, because obviously you want to make things safer, but at the same time, you can't ever make anything perfectly safe.
So basically, you're kind of on the fence. You're worried about too much stuff.
I don't have enough information.
Legislated opposed to original laws being enforced.
Yeah, and part of me says, look, if the law is already general enough to say whether something is a crime or not, depending on how it can swing, then maybe you should leave it alone, because there's going to be a reaction to this, and I don't have enough information. I don't have any statistics, and again, we all live in different areas of the country, so everything's going to be a little different.
All right, we got Daddy DeSantis down here, hero. So what do you think? More legislation in the states, or federal, or none at all?
I'm also kind of on the fence about it, but I would definitely...
Everybody's on the fence. I'm so...
But I will add to that. I would say that it's already illegal to falsify a police report.
Absolutely.
I would definitely say that there should probably be some sort of an addendum to it to add a clause involving swatting. But I feel like the false police report clause should just be enforced better. But I definitely would say that there could be precedent for an addendum. I would even go as far as to say federally, because swatting happens from outside the country in some cases.
That is true.
And it's very much... It's very... I'm sorry. I'm just going to add that it's very much... I think you're right that there is a precedence for some kids out there that are just jealous, but it's very much just something being weaponized to cause harm to people. You should see some of the shit that I've seen in the comic book world. Some people that are just creating independently published comics, they're getting swatting events. They're getting their information doxed out there. And it's all because these people hate people that go against the mainstream industries.
Right.
I'm actually talking about that umbrella guy.
Ah, okay. What do you guys think? Did we hit all those points? Did you agree, disagree with us? Let us know below. Don't forget, and I should say, never forget to comment, like, and subscribe at the links below. And don't forget to bang that bell.
Do so candidly.
At the at the top right-hand corner of the screen, so you never miss a YouTube video about some stimulating conversation that we just had. And don't forget our lives on Twitch at 8 p.m. We have one more host of that, Eastern Time, and we have Soda Pop in there, so it's a very educated type of surly podcast, which is a longer version of the videos that we do on YouTube. So on behalf of the very knowledgeable Blacklight Oni,
be safe on the internet, kids.
Hero, the Hero, the IT guy, words are hard. This is Chieftain, not sipping the Kool-Aid, signing off and lagging out.